Merging turn, you f***ing idiot. Well done. In there. I'm going to go in there.
Someone honking at you?
Yeah. Merging.
Who?
2 seconds. Merging turn, you f***ing idiot. Well done. F***ing idiots.
Who's shouting at you, woman?
F***ing idiot. She's gone to the back of someone.
When trying to block the merge results in you rear-ending another vehicle, you know that you don't hold the required competency to be driving a car or holding a driving licence. A classic internet video where the terrible little troll is concentrating so hard on blocking a car from merging correctly that she sticks it up the rear of a van. So if you enjoy my liability reviews, make sure to hit the follow button. Now obviously the terrible troll was responsible for this impact, and if the van driver claims for the damage to their vehicle, the terrible troll's insurance company will be paying out. Now on to the subject of merging at a lane closure. When there is a lane closure and there is congestion, i.e. when you are at low speed, it is better for everybody to use all available road space and then merge in turn at the closure like a zip. When there is a lane closure and the traffic is not congested and it is free flowing, it is better to be over way before the closure because the traffic is moving at a higher speed and merging at a higher speed increases risk. The reason that it's better at lower speed is because you can contain the traffic in a smaller area, which reduces the risk of blocking slip roads, junctions or roundabouts behind, which would lead to more roads and more areas around the closure being congested. This reminds me of a situation that occurred in the northeast a few years back. There were some major roadworks in Northumberland on the A189 Spine Road which required a lane closure. As soon as the lane closure was put in place, this caused huge congestion because the sheep people NPCs were moving into the left lane as soon as they saw the sign which told them that they could use the right lane for another 1,000 yards. And that meant it created one long line with the sheep people then just joining the back of the queue instead of using critical thinking. This blocked many slip roads that joined the Spine Road, which then caused congestion to spread to the roads that connected to that slip road around the huge town called Cramlington, essentially gridlocking it for absolutely no reason. At times, this one long line of congestion even went so far back that it obstructed the massive Spine Road and A19 roundabout at Moor Farm, 2 miles behind the closure. So then the traffic management company added use both lanes to queue signs. Even after those signs, drivers were either obstructing lane 2 like this, or they were blocking the lanes by straddling. This caused Northumbria Police to start putting out information that if anybody obstructed lane 2 or straddled, they would be liable to prosecution for careless driving. And after a few days of active police work along that stretch of road, for the most part, people eventually started using both lanes to the closure, then merging in turn like a zip, which meant that the slip roads that joined the road were freed up and the congestion didn't go so far back that it blocked the major roundabout that intersected with the A19, and most importantly, Cramlington was not gridlocked for no reason. To cover off the idiotic comments that will be inbound, here is a quickfire round. This sign tells you one piece of information only. It tells you how long the lane that is closing can be used for. It does not mean that the lane is closed. It also doesn't mean that you should exit the lane now. If traffic is flowing, you absolutely should be moved out of this lane way before the closure. But if traffic is slow and congested, then you should be maintaining the lane that you're in until the closure. This is not about speed or the time it takes to get through the closure. It's about containing congestion in a smaller area so as to not have it spread to further roads or roads around that would join the road with the closure. If you're going to say that obstructing the lane is good and it stops people from passing a load of cars and then merging in, as you could see at the start of the clip, the road was being used correctly. Nobody would be able to pass a load of cars and merge in because both lanes were being used to the close as they should be. The only thing that creates that kind of situation at a lane closure is people leaving the lane that's going to close too early. That allows that lane to be empty and allows people to do that. Typically, those angriest at people flying up an empty lane are those that cause the situation. They think they're angry at people skipping the queue, but they're actually angry at themselves for leaving that lane before they should have. If you're going to say when there's one long line of congestion and someone uses the open lane and merges in ahead of you is skipping the queue, I've got a little news flash for you. It's not a queue, it's just congestion. You're in the congestion and you are the congestion. There is no order. It's not a doctor's surgery or a butcher's counter or a supermarket till. There's no ticket, there's no order. If you don't like somebody passing you, you are more than entitled to use that second lane, and if you were in the second lane and moved over before before the closure, then you yourself are the person responsible for you being passed. And no, you cannot compare a dual carriageway to a supermarket, so stop even trying. And no, using an empty live lane is not misusing a lane to get ahead. Using a lane that everybody has left before they should have, but is still open and live and allowed to be used, is no different to driving on an empty country road in the middle of nowhere. It's there to be used. It's open, there's nothing you can do to stop people from using it. Unless you want to risk a careless driving charge if it's caught on dash cam. Lovely jubbly, sound as a pound.